Hey, this is Scott from Brutality, and a lot of times I get questions from new players, and they want to learn how exactly we go about creating characters for new warbands. So a lot of different systems start out with stats first, but our system typically starts either with a narrative or with the models theirself, and then we stat them out to suit the model. Today we're going to start with the Legios Broadwater warband, which of course is the underwater faction in Brutality. One of several, but it's the largest underwater faction. And I will show you how I would go about statting them out for a game. This is the first model. This is the leader of the group. It's a Reaper miniature, I believe. And I see her as a support person because of various reasons, but I just think that she looks like one of the water benders that they use in the Legios Broadwater tribe. So if I make her a mover, which is the upgrade for support in the Narrative Missions Module 1, she gets a free action each turn to move people, and I like to think that as she's taking like a wave of water and knocking the enemies against terrain or into each other, or helping an ally move forward or whatever. So I like that. Also, she looks pretty agile, so the mover has an 8-inch move instead of a 6-inch move, and 1 higher dexterity than normal. So all of those combined, I think I would probably make her a mover, and I would give her scales. So as far as the model traits, the 2 or actually 3 model traits she gets for being the leader, I would definitely give her a +1 fight skill because she looks like she's capable. I would give her a +1 willpower, and I think I would give her probably a second +1 fight skill. That would put her fight skill up to 7. So she would not be, a pushover in melee. And then for her powers, I would probably take Protect, as if she's putting the water around people to protect them, and I'd probably also take Barrier. So she is completely around the idea that she's pushing water, creating water, bending water, all of that. This next miniature just screams Ordinance to me. He is a hero click. It's one of the Lantern Corps aliens. I cut his arms off and gave him orc arms from 40k with a rocket launcher. And obviously he screams Ordinance to me because he's got a rocket launcher. I would give +2 to his save for his model traits. So I'd put his save up to 5 because he's in a shell. And his model ability screams to me Deflection, I think, which is a model ability in the new Narrative Mission module. All of our supplements have like more than a dozen new model abilities. The latest one has some new upgrades, etc. So the Deflection one is all of his critical saves bounce back at the opponent, which I think is just really narrative and really cool because he's got a round shell, like he turns at the last moment and ricochets towards the enemy. So that is that for him. This next model is a Reaper model once again. And I believe it was a Reaper Bones, and you very easily could make him a monster, although I'm not going to do that in this case. I think that he is probably either a Berserker or a Rampager to me, and to be honest, Rampager seems to fit. So he is a Rampager to me, and I am going to give him Fangs and Claws, once again from the new Narrative Mission module. And because he has fangs and claws. Another good one would be from the Gauntlet supplement, the Crush ability, because he's got these huge arms, and it just looks like he could just crush someone. So, honestly, I'll stick with Crush. I like Crush better. So I would use Crush for him. And then I would just put probably +2 inches to his movement and +1 to his fight skill. And that seems good enough to me. So, of course, the Rampager, when he wins a combat, he rolls over to the next enemy within 6 inches, or he just makes a 6-inch move. If it ends up in base contact, then he's in combat, and it treats as charging again. So that just seems really cool, this giant shark just, plowing, ping-ponging through all of your army and killing everybody. This next model is an old Mage Knight miniature, I believe. I've repainted him. Originally, he was not orange, he was red. He's like an anglerfish combined with a crab. I would definitely make him either a brute, like he knocks people aside with his claws, or I would make him a breacher because of all of his shell. And honestly, I'm going to go with a breacher on this one. I would put an extra +1 to his fight skill, and I would give him another +1 to his save, making him a save of 6. So he's definitely something to reckon with. His model ability, I think Clobber works really well for this, or Natural Claws. So Clobber he gives you a minus to your save when he critically hits you, and I think that works for these giant claws that he has. And this last model is actually a 40k Space Marine scout with a shotgun, and I took Black Manta's head from Heraclix and shoved it on him to make him look more nautical. I painted his bullets like flares, like boat flares, so I really like that. Prior to the Narrative Missions Module 1, I always used him as a sentry, where if they get close to him, he can overwatch for free. I think that's really helpful. But personally, this new upgrade in the Narrative Mission Module is called Blaster, and it's essentially exactly what he has there. Blaster is like super deadly at close range, but it doesn't have a lot of long range, and his shotgun just seems to me like that perfectly fits. That whole upgrade is really geared towards shotguns and the like. I would also give him either point blank, because that goes really well with the new Blaster upgrade, or piercing, or headshot. Actually, any of those work well. I think I would do point blank, just because that fits his upgrade so well. I think I would put +1 to his save, because he looks well armored, and I would probably give him +1... Actually, +2 movement. Make him real mobile. And that would be an 8-inch movement now. And as for the group, the faction trait, all in all, I think I would probably take Rage for them, which is pretty helpful. And I know that a lot of the Legios Broadwater people have a lot of Rage about them. And that just gives them a +2 to the wound chart roll if they have a rear arc charge, which is pretty nice. You can also change one of their charges to a 9, and you can also give them a higher fight skill for a combat. So I hope this was really helpful for you if you had any questions, and feel free to reach out to us at brutalityskirmishwargame.com or brutalityskirmishwargame@gmail.com or facebook.com/brutalityskirmishwargame. Tons of different places to reach us, and thank you for watching the show.